Alright, what is going on, everyone? My name is Justin Chae, and today I'll be doing a stats slash extracurricular slash whatever. You guys know what kind of video. And so a quick disclaimer before I start this video. First thing, I hope everyone realizes that I'm not trying to make like a big flex video that I'm so much better than you, here are all my like numbers, stuff like that. Like that's not the point of this. And the point of this is really just to show, upcoming freshmen, sophomores, juniors that like these are my numbers, and I just happened to get into Princeton. But I think another point that I want to emphasize is that you don't have to have these numbers, these scores, just to get into a lot of the really good schools. Your application is a lot more than just your test scores, and a lot more than just your GPA. It's also about your extracurriculars, how you write your essays, teacher recommendations, like a whole combination of stuff. So although these are my numbers, like the stuff that you would just see on a piece of paper, black and white stuff, just realize that your application is a lot more than that. So just don't freak out if your scores aren't all the way up there yet, because I mean your application is a lot more than that. And then one last thing I want to emphasize is that I feel like someone's probably gonna say this, so I might as well just address it. The entire college admissions process is extremely random, and honestly, I have no idea how they choose their people. So that's why I kind of dislike seeing those videos how like these are the scores that got me into Princeton, these are the blah 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 that got me into whatever good school, because honestly I feel like that's a little misleading. I feel like that gives upcoming freshmen, sophomores, juniors the idea that, hey, I have to have these scores to get into whatever school. And so I feel like it's just like it's like a bad mindset to go into things with. So I think it's good to I just don't like the way that these videos are labeled. So yeah, so just realize that you don't have to have these to get into whatever school you want to. And obviously, like, people have different incomes, different educational backgrounds in terms of like how good their education system is, like where they live, and just obviously a bunch of different circumstances. So just realize that college admissions is pretty random at times, and it's not completely fair. So you just kind of have to make the best with what you got. So yeah, this is like my third time filming this video. I can never get this part of it right, because there's like a lot of stuff that I want to say on this topic, but I feel like I can never word it correctly. So hopefully you guys can understand the gist of all of that. Yeah. Alright, so let's just go ahead and get started. Today I'll be focusing on stats, so that involves SAT, ACT, PSAT, AP scores, subject tests, and then extracurriculars, so just like what I do inside and outside of school, and then like honors, achievements, that kind of stuff. Let's just go ahead and kick it off with the numbers, the stats. So I took my SAT 2 times. I took it in the December of 2017, so as a junior, and I got a 1510, so that's 710 reading, writing, and 800 math, and then a 17 out of 24 on the essay. And then I took it in June 2018, and I got a 770 reading, writing, and 770 math, and then a 17 out of 24 on my essay, and so my super score was a 1570. And then I took the ACT 2 times. I took it in February of my junior year, so I got a 34 that time. I got a 36 on English, 35 math, 35 reading, 30 science, and then a 10 out of 12 on the essay portion. And then I took it April 2018. I got a 35 that time, and that's a 36 English, 35 math, 36 reading, 34 science, and then a 9 out of 12 on the essay. And then in terms of like GPA, my GPA as of right now is a 3.98 out of 4.0. So that's my unweighted, and then my weighted GPA is a 5.27. And then our school does rank our every grade, and so I'm ranked 10 out of graduating class of 907. And so I guess PSAT, our school requires all sophomores to take the PSAT, and so I took it sophomore year. I got a 1440, and then I took it junior year, huge improvement, I got a 1450. So I only went up 10 points, but yeah, so I didn't actually qualify for national merit finalists, but yeah. Okay, so let's just go ahead and move on to AP test. And so I took AP Biology and AP Human Geography my freshman year, and I got a 5 on both of those. My sophomore year, I took Chemistry, World History, and Spanish Language. I got a 5 on Chemistry, a 4 on World History, a 4 on Spanish Language. My junior year, I took AP Physics, English Language, and United States History. I got a 5 on AP Physics, a 5 on AP Physics, a 5 on English Language, and a 4 on United States History. And then my senior year, I'm going to be taking AP Calculus. I guess that's my only AP test. So yeah, that about wraps it up for all the numbers and like the black and white, that kind of stuff. Alright, so I guess I forgot to talk about subject tests. I took 2 my sophomore year. I took Chemistry and Spanish, and I got a 720 on both of those. And I actually ended up not submitting either of those to any of my colleges, so whatever. And then I took Math 2 my junior year, and I got an 800 on that. So I ended up submitting that one to a lot of my colleges. So yeah. So moving on to activities and extracurriculars. I just have my resume pulled up right now. That's what you're wondering. It's just easier to sort things like that. So activities and extracurriculars. A lot of my time in school, I was involved with our school student council, and so from 9th through 11th grade, I was class vice president, and then my senior year right now, I'm our school student body president. And then so that takes up a large portion of my time just within school and a little bit outside of school. And then both within and outside of school, I was involved with our school's band, and so I was a clarinet squad leader for junior and senior year. And so basically I lead a group of like 8 to 10 clarinet players, teach them how to march, like help them out with their music, stuff like that. And then the largest portion of my time spent outside of school is in robotics, and so I'm on a VEX robotics team. I'm on team 365X Invictus, if any of you guys know or are in the VEX sphere of robotics, whatever. And so I've been involved with this team from sophomore through right now senior year, and so we probably spend a couple hundred hours every year just working on this robot. And so a few achievements with that, but I can move on to that later. And then within school, honor society, so National Honor Society, English National Honor Society, Spanish National Honor Society, Science National Honor Society, and then Mu Alpha Theta, so Math Honor Society. And that's basically all from sophomore to senior year. And then the summer between my junior and senior year, I shadowed at a spinal surgeon. And so that wasn't for very long. That was only for like maybe 2 weeks, just going maybe like 4 to 6 hours every day. And so yeah, and then and then one last thing, within my church, I play in our church's orchestra. I play clarinet, and so I've been involved with that from about like 7th through senior year. So now I guess we can just move on to like awards and honors or whatever. And so I think the biggest ones for me is I was awarded 2 scholarships the summer between my junior and senior year, and these are both like, kind of traveling scholarships. And so the first was involved with the New York Times through their Student Journeys program, and so I actually was able to go to Peru with 16 other students. We were there for 2 weeks with New York Times experts and just other specialists, and we were there to study public health development in the Andes, and just like learning about Peruvian culture. And so that's actually where I started my YouTube channel. Those are my very first vlogs, if you guys wanna check those out. And then my other trip was with National Geographic, and they have basically like an identical program. It's called the Student Expeditions Scholarship, and so we went to the Silicon Valley. So we were there for 9 days, just working with National Geographic leaders. We went to Google headquarters, Stanford's campus, and other stuff like that. And basically, the focus on that was how technology can be used to improve society. And so yeah. And then, like I was saying before, I am involved in VEX Robotics, and so in 2017, so 2 years ago, our team was crowned the 2017 Skills World Champion for Skills. And so if you understand the entire like process of like the whole tournament, it's like one portion of that where we were like world champions, and so it's kind of hard to explain, but yeah, there's that. I was a National Merit Commended Scholar, a National AP Scholar, and then I was our school won the UIL 6A marching band state competition 2 years ago, 2017, and so I was a sophomore then, and then this year for senior year we were awarded the silver medal, so second place, and so yeah. Alright, so that about wraps it up for this stats video. I don't think I left anything out, but if I did, please let me know in the comments below if you have any other questions about, you know, my stats or just, yeah. And quick side note, a lot of you guys, or a decent number of you guys have been DMing me on Instagram saying like, hey, you know, I'm an upcoming junior, sophomore, whatever, and I'm really interested into Princeton. I was wondering if I could get your advice. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I really encourage you to go out and like ask for help and stuff like that, but just realize there are some people like literally just asking for stats, just like stats, like what were your stats, like, and that just kind of frustrates me because I feel like a lot of people think that, oh my gosh, it's only your numbers that will get you into Princeton or whatever school, and it's not that. Like I was saying before, it's so much more than that. It's just if you're reaching out, that's great. I try to respond to all my DMs, and my Instagram is in the description down below, but yeah, just reach out to me if you want. I'll try and help out if I can. Yeah. Alright, so that about wraps it up for this video. Can't think of anything else, so yeah.